I gotta have my lucky hat, guys. Morning, everybody that are here early. I'm still listening to my ear here from the studio, and people are so put together the top stories. I'm going to go over those first, and that'll help us decide what we might want to look at, which is based on the scanners, and they're getting the rest of the scanners, bullish and bearish, ready to call. Global markets movers today. Global markets weaker amid earning concerns and Iran tensions. It's supposed to be actually Iran is how you pronounce it. Iran. Somebody mentioned that trading was slower because of Ramadan, which is an Arab, the month of, it's a month celebration for Muslims. And I have friends, and it's like, you can still trade. It has nothing to do with it, guys. So it's nothing to do with why the market is. People look for anything, right? I'm very glad that, I don't want to talk about politics and I don't want to talk about religion, but I will briefly say with me, I'm more spiritual, raised Catholic, and it didn't take. The only thing that took was the guilt. And now it's just more like I'm welcoming to anybody's point of view and anything that they want to believe in. And, you know, it's just more of like a spiritual feeling. Do good. Try to do good all you can, and your light will grow within you. You know, that kind of attitude. I didn't come up with that myself, but anyway, yeah, I don't think those kinds of things affect the market when you have a particular religious holiday. Could be wrong, but I seriously doubt it. And you are allowed to work during that month-long holiday. My God, could you imagine if you couldn't? Anyway, but the worry about Iran tensions and then earnings all coming up. U.S. futures softened and oil climbed. So NVIDIA led gains Wednesday, supported the markets, jumped up 1.6%. Yeah, I have something to say about that and their deal with Meta, so we'll talk about that in a second from everything we've talked about in the studio. Jobs and economic data coming today. Government releases include initial jobless claims, weekly, and trade balance data. So that could affect us, the market, a little bit today. Other macro prints this week. The Fed January meeting minutes already released on Friday brings Q4 GDP, personal income / spending, and the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, core PCE. They could set market directions. January meeting minutes. Is that a typo, Charlie? Well, whatever. So the minutes are already released. Underlining job stories, jobs growth was positive, but still indicates structural weakness in portions of the labor market. So why do we care about all this stuff? Well, you know, we're looking at mega and large caps, and although these individual stories might not affect that, I mean, the stories might not affect the individual stocks, the overall movement, when we're looking down here, QQQ, SPY, TLT, UV, XY, that could affect them. So you want to know. It's a good idea. But I don't want to get into, you're not going to see me get into fundamental analysis on stocks, because that's why we scalp. That's why we trade this strategy, where you're in and out in just a minute or 5 minutes. You're not worried about the big picture. If something happens, you're out. So you're not worried, unless you want to be in because it's going your way. Let me zoom down. Guys, I don't know what all this is you put here. What? Okay, MU. Let's talk about MU. That was put up by Charlie. So shares are trading higher after 13F filing disclosed the Appaloosa management increased its stake in the company. Right. So a lot of these bearish and bullish are based on how the other analysts are putting their their target prices, you know, what they think it should go to. Okay, they've got the list ready, so let me just see if I'm missing any. They worked a long time on this, which is pretty cool. Okay, quick rundown. Tesla bearish, Nvidia bullish, MU bullish, Palantir bullish. These are all ones that hit the scanner again. IRN neutral. That's not what we're looking for, guys. That's IREN is not the same as that. So hang on. That's IREN I want. Let's see. Okay, Amazon bullish, Google bullish, AMD bullish, Microsoft bullish, Broadcom bullish, TSM bullish. Wow. So remember that yesterday it wasn't everything bearish, or the day before everything's bullish today. Netflix neutral to slightly bullish, Baba neutral to slightly bearish, IWM bearish, SPY neutral to slightly bearish, QQQ neutral to slightly bearish, Apple bullish. It's weird. It's all these tech stocks are bullish, but then, you know, the QQQ says slight bullish. Hood neutral, Coin bullish, SMCI bullish, INTC bearish, IOU neutral. These really hit the scanners, huh? MSTR bullish, PayPal neutral, Oracle bullish, NVO neutral, CoreWeave bullish, APLD bullish, high volatility. All right. Just going to go over there while I'm reading this list. XOM bearish, FCX bullish, NOW bearish, Uber bullish. Uber? Does that even hit the scanners? CSCO neutral, eBay neutral. These actually hit the scanners. And weird stuff's hitting the scanners these days. Let me just look at the scanners here. This is supposed to be high volatility. There's our 1 minute candle, 72 average, but this would hit the 50K scanner. That must be what it hit. Meaning 50K per minute, 50K volume, 50,000 volume per minute. Price between $25 and $200, market cap 2 billion or more, ATR 1.5 or more. So that hit that scanner, which means it's probably tradable. But why is it high? Why is it high volatility? Get a look here. I'm looking at Benzinga right now, guys, at news on Benzinga to get a bigger, a more broader look at this. Demand for premium chip ABM4 chips. Huh? I don't know. I mean, that's not definitive. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just reading, guys. Give me a second here. Just don't want to miss anything. So we may want to watch that today. Certainly cheap enough. Look at the share size too. So this could be actionable. Why don't I go ahead and mark it out? It's not really moving much. Well, no, that's 25 to 39. What am I saying? That's darn good over the last 10 days, right? So come on. Sensitive today. I'm just going to correct that with my... Oh, we'll just make that 40. 25 and 40. Even dollars here on this one. What does that look like up here? So it's kind of in this channel. We'll do a 2-day on it. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do this, but better to be ready just in case. You see this kind of pre-market, and that's some seriously low volume. So 35 there, down to 29.50 here. Now, will I remember to actually go back and look at this? Wow, those fibs really called that channel, huh? Pre-market anyway. It'd be great to find a cheap stock that really moves. That's a lot of fun because you could go higher share size. We could make some bigger money. Although we're only going for $100, so you can't get caught up in the, all the excitement of it. And then lose. We're having a great green month if you're doing as well as me. Now, I still got my swings for those of you that are interested. I did take a tiny swing on NVIDIA today on my other account, one of my other accounts, just because I think it's... Let's talk about that for a minute. So I think that... I think if you listened to me before, this whole idea that the AMD went down and everything went down, it's just a crock. It's just a manipulation of the market. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. But common sense would tell you the demands for chips is not going down. Doesn't matter that software's losing some of its luster. And that's because of AI, they say, right? So AMD was 260 just like a week ago, 10 days ago, and now it's just hovering around 200, I think. I believe that's going to blow up, and I have I averaged down my position. I think I'm 207 now on that. On my other account, I'm below, I'm losing money right now, but because I went in much higher. I think at 219 or something, and now I'm down to 207 because I added it. And I considered adding it more. I would add more to it, but I would want it to get back down into the 190, which I probably will not do because this week or within a week, NVIDIA's giving its earnings, and it's going to pull this whole sector up, as well as it just did a whole merger, a whole big deal with Meta, which is why I pulled the market up yesterday. I just read that story. That's just the beginning of that. People are slow to react to large caps and mega caps. People are slow to invest. My opinion is everything's about to go up. You're going to see, I believe, NVIDIA will be well over 200, 210, maybe 220. It's just I could be wrong, and then I think AMD is going to go back up to 240, 250, all within like a couple of weeks, a month. Now, let's see if I'm right or not. But I'm taking those swings because I'm planning on holding them. It's not. I don't have to margin. I wouldn't recommend margining on these longer swings. But just even a small share size, it adds up fast if you can afford to do it on your account. 5 shares, 10 shares. 20 shares, whatever, and then suddenly you've got $200, $500, $1,000 before you know it, and adding to your month. So you keep these little side ones going without getting into trouble for this type of conservative trading, and you should be okay with it, I think. So let's see what else to mark out here. So with that in mind, let's get a look at NVIDIA. So right now, NVIDIA's, what are we at for NVIDIA? Like 186. Did that just go down this morning after I bought it? Yeah, it certainly did. May want to add to that. 170 not too long ago here. Let's get this marked out. I had a big argument with somebody about you only do the fibs on the 15-minute. And it's like, sure, you could do that. I mean, this was based on the day trading volume 1 strategy that so many people do, so I'm going along with that, but that doesn't mean I'm opposed to doing other levels for your fibs. I'm pretty open to, wherever the crowd goes, if it moves the market that way, then I would want to know it. Knowing where it's going to go is the whole idea, right? It's the whole battle, right? So if enough people use the 15-minute fibs, then you'll see me go right over and use the 15-minute fibs. I did a little bit of looking at that this morning, and I didn't see anything that would make me want to change from this strategy. I believe more people are marking the fibs at this level, but things change, so you always keep an open mind about how to do things. I get great suggestions from my email people, you guys. So this has been a grind lately, and pretty. Last time I traded, I lost $180 just trying to scalp it. I think you guys saw, and I was annoyed because I was trying to force in a time frame. If I have to. I'm only going to trade for so long, so I want something that moves pretty quickly, not just for entertainment value for you guys, but also just, I'm leaving money on the table someplace else, even with this small account stuff I'm doing. So, yeah, if it's just going to grind, it's not something I would stick and trade. So I'm looking to see if there's any other historical data, liquidity voids or liquidity pools. This level right here seems to be retesting on a regular basis here if you look across. So right in here, that's where we're at right now. 86, 85. I don't know what that looks like on a 1-minute chart. I see volumes going up for buyers now, so pre-market you can't really tell. So that's the level I just marked. So there's a lot of action right around that level, or like 187, which is up here. All the even and hold dollars will clear. It's maybe worth taking a look at, but it wouldn't be my first choice just because the way it grinds. Let's go to Apple. Now, Apple is still, I think, low from where it should be, but it's getting high enough now where I'd be worried about. Well, see, because look how high it was. Was it in the 70s? Look at a day chart here. Yeah, 180, 288. So it's on its way back up to this flat top on the day charts, which is like 279. We're way down here. So we just have to look for action in the moment on this. What do I have marked there? Wow, that's really good looking pre-market setup for trading. That's awesome consolidation. There's where we did the fibs. That looks okay still to keep that 2-day. And so does the 10-day look okay. And I don't see anything marked here that isn't, well, I don't know what is this level here? I'm trying to find out what this level is. Goes along right there. I'm going to get rid of that level for now. So I've got 2-day levels and then the fibs on this. So we'll mark it tighter if we trade it. Again, we're only looking for about $100, $200, somewhere in there. And still got 18 minutes for market, 19 minutes for market open. So we've done NVIDIA now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do Tesla. I think I marked Tesla out already this morning. Now, there was news on this that it should go up, but yet it called it bearish. Did you guys say it was bearish? Tesla bearish, interesting. Based on other things I'm not seeing here, I guess. Okay. 100%. Yeah, I don't think that fib's usable anymore. What is this price level on? Over there? No. That's a day level. Wow, look how that came back and respected that fib. This is why you tell me don't mark the 5-minute fibs, and I'm just like, you're out of your mind. I see it over and over again that this is where most of the people mark them, you know. Now that would be an area I would mark. Just in case it does, like if this dropped way down, that would probably be a good spot to go long. And that's right at the 400, right there. So let's look at the 2-day 5-minute fib. Yeah, so it would mark it there. Let's see what this does for us. We'll make it at the 50 cent. I always sound like I'm saying the rapper guy's name. The 50 cent. And then we'll make this at 400 even. No, 450. Both of these are 50, just to get it more accurate where it probably would be respecting the levels. So look what happened, right? Right there at that level. Again, this is why the day trading volume 1 was back tested by so many traders that for so long that they found this. Now, what happens over time, of course, is that, you know, data changes. So, you know, if somebody comes up and says this 15 minutes working and the data starts changing on this, then, like I said, I would hop to it and just see if it's more accurate. Often it's like they're trying to push something that they are doing, and I want to see the data backing it up, you know. So we've done NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, and did I do MU here yet? Let's take a look at it. I don't think I'm going to do this at the open because of where it is located now. I would be very worried about trying to call a bias on this. Yeah, it's right near its high in the 10 days. So I would tend to want to go short, and I hate trading this stock short. I mean, that's a big move yesterday, huh? Had we just stuck into that, that would have been big, big money. You never know. You're just chasing something then. It's so easy in retrospect to be a genius, isn't it? I'm so coffeeed. I got up like 3 a.m. this morning. I've switched now to probiotic soda. Yeah, that level is not a level I think I'd want to keep. Why did I mark that? Oh, because of that. Okay. I just did that level. Yeah, so this is marked out. So MU's marked out. See where else we can look at today. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I want to try to at that open. Now, I got an email yesterday about why aren't you using the open strategy? Why aren't you? Okay. And I think I addressed this yesterday, but I'll do it again. I do use the open strategy sometimes. I'm not doing it with this strike and recoil because I'm looking at individual stocks. I swear I said this already. I'm looking at individual stocks and deciding just in the moment of the first few minutes, should I take a trade based on their current history, their historical data? Is it worth taking a shot? Very, very risky. I always say don't ever do it. You know, very risky. Another good time to say I'm not a financial advisor. Seek the advice of somebody that's licensed before you try to emulate anything here, or for that matter, any place, anywhere. My results are not typical, and you should be careful. You can lose money trading. So do your own due diligence, make your own trades. What I'm trading, what's best for me, not what's best for you. So keep that in mind, and always do your own due diligence. So, but anyway, yeah. So the open strategy is great because that book, Day Trading Volume 4, lists the 4 most common breakout strategies and what you should do and how you should mark them out. And then it actually has a strategy. Don't trade in between, you know, the high and the low ever. or the of the breakout, and only go long above a breakout and short below a breakout. So just simple stuff that most people do, but it's in a book, and those levels are never gonna not be valid. You know what I mean? They're never gonna change. They might add some different ones, but that's why that's such a great book. And I do believe in it, and I do believe that I do trade that sometimes, but I'm kind of a free wielder here too. I can just kind of see. That book is a structured book. All books are for strategy guys. They're structured books to help people that aren't already professional traders. I'm a professional trader, so I can make a living trading if that's all I want to do. I own businesses, but I don't need to make a living trading. Pressure's off. I can come here with you guys and make a couple $100 and be happy, do other sessions and make $5,000 or $10,000 and be happy. I don't need to do it. I'm not bragging. You have to remember where my perspective comes from when I'm giving you information. So books, if you're still struggling a little, or you're just trying to make that big move, yeah, I read every book there was out there. Most of them are trash. They really are, or they just repeat. And now I can only imagine with AI, there's just going to be all these repetitive books. If you ever really listen to these videos and stuff that are AI made, they say the same thing like 10 different ways. They're basically giving you like 2 points of information, and they just say it another way over and over and over again. It's just like, what am I listening to, And I'm afraid that there has to be somebody that, some program or something that cleans that up, that we start listening to like real data again. Maybe it's just the way my algorithms are throwing me videos, but it drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy. It's a useless waste of time. But most of the books are that way too. There's some good ones. Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogarth. The $1 Million Margin Club Strategy books, 1 and 4. Brilliant books. And their candlestick pattern playbook ain't bad either. But you're not going to get me to then you get into all these books that are promoting the channels or the personal trader, or and there are other ones out there, but it's hard to find them for this kind of scalping day trading. You'll get big long-term books, which most retail traders aren't trading that way anymore. So they're kind of, I don't know, useless. I'm not naming authors, that's for sure. But so we marked out. Did I mark out AMD? Yeah, I was just looking at this, right? So this looks well marked out to potentially trade today. Looks like we got some good channels if that happens. So we've done NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, MU. I think we did another one in there, right? Apple. So that's probably a good start off the scanners. I mean, yesterday we took a look at Hood, and I think I ended up not trading it because it started to trend, right? Yeah, I think I started to look at it over here, and it either was, wow, that would have been a great one to catch, huh? But I think I was looking at it here and it started to trend down. I was just like, we can't do it because we need that consolidation. So it just did a big move up and a big move down, not a lot of opportunities. So we may get it again. I think this fib's okay. Yeah, it must be way up here, huh? Wow. So we're way down off the mark here. 88.60. That's still right. Now I'm adjusting these fibs just for channels, just for channel trading. So when you read about how to do Fibonacci levels, and then they pay attention to all the percentages and stuff, that's not what this strategy calls for. So I don't worry about that. Yeah, I think that's, we might look at that. This isn't going to tell me anything. So how are we doing here? We're all Charlie. Everything's going good here. News sources up. You guys are streamed okay. Yeah, we got about 7.5 minutes to go. I guess I'll do my intro for the long recap video now, guys. We'll start recording rather than just streaming. So we'll be trading live in just a minute. So, oh yeah, I haven't decided yet what to do. I better decide. Okay. If I'm going to, I'm not going to do MU. That's what I was starting to do, is try to figure out if there's something here I wanted to try to trade at the open. Well, it wouldn't be hood. Let's see, AMD. Yeah, if AMD crashed down here, then I would definitely get into it. I mean, we've got some good channeling here. I think I'll look at AMD at the open. It's very safe. We're not going to get big moves. Maybe 100 shares and see. So I think I'll look at this one because it's going to be steady as she goes. It's not going to be like MU and have some big thing. And then I'll take a look at the scanners to see if we want to do something between like the 3 and 8 minute after market opens, and then we'll wait for the consolidation. Meaning I might chase a trend short term. It's dangerous, but I might try to chase that with a small share size so we can get to our $100 or $150 or whatever. It's been much more than that lately, but start with that as the goal, because that's $2K a month if you trade for 20 days. I think we lost a day because of a holiday, but okay. So let me zoom in on this so it doesn't look like a nightmare if they're about to watch this video. What is this guy doing? How can he trade this way? That's crazy. He's an idiot. You can tell by his chart. Doesn't know what he's doing. Everything looks good here. This can go a little tighter here. That looks good there. You guys here. Okay, guys, I'm going to start the recording. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Professor with Day Trading for Success. So welcome to day 3 in this recap video. We are trading on Thinkorswim. We are going to be doing the Strike and Recoil Strategy. Basically, what that means is when the stock goes a certain direction really quickly, we go the opposite direction. We call that the strike. We bet on the recoil. So if it goes long, real quick, then we end up going short. If it goes down short, then we end up going long. And we only we're only waiting a few seconds, 10, 15 seconds for it to recoil and get out. So you set your share size accordingly and try to make, $10, $20, $50 on a strike and recoil. And that's what we're trading today. That's basically the root of all scalping is zooming in on those. And we just went through all the scanners, which you have custom scanners that I use, that if you've been watching this video, you've seen them come up, and figured out which ones we might want to trade today, which do include NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, MU, maybe hood. But that could change, because what we'll do is, when the market opens, we look at the open price, and then we look at the mark price, and then we see if they're very close to each other and the volume's high. That means they're consolidating those two prices in between. So sort of like that. It's a little bit off. It's $1 off here between the close and here. And if the volume's high and they're consolidating, and what that does is it gives us opportunities to sneak in and out on long and shorts in what we call channels. So you have a 1 minute chart down here. You have a day chart reduced here, and you see these are the Fibonacci levels marked in a 5-minute. And I also mark what's going to populate the second the trading starts is the ATR levels are going to populate for the RV strategy, and the overall ATR levels will populate on the screen, as well as every whole and half dollar, which is where the crowd trades. Those will be marked as well. So, you know, that's where there's all these custom indicators that do this. There's a market magnet here that's going to check. It's like the volume profile souped up for in the moment, so it's going to let us see where all the volume is. Gives you the range of what we should expect to go in. It's pre-market right now, so it's pretty lame. But and the spread, also pre-market spread, it'll be much tighter than that. Here we have the news. This is the active trader where I'll take the trade, sometimes bid and ask, sometimes market, depending on if I need to get filled, no matter what. 15-minute chart, 5-minute 10-day, then reduced to 5-minute 2-day, a 30-minute, a 1 hour, and a 4 hour. All different ways to set up. All these custom indicators on here. This is showing you multi-chart alignment when they're about to flip to a different chart, like a 5-minute chart or a 30-minute chart. And then over here it tells you what direction they last were: 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Multi-chart alignment trading, key. Trading with the crowd, key. People say, why do you want to trade with the crowd? 90+% of the crowd loses. That is day trading or swing trading. Scalping, you always want to trade with the crowd because that's where the price action is right then. So if you can identify that with the right tools, then you know which way to go short term. So short-term trading with the crowd is the key to scalping. Absolutely. You know that, and nobody can deny that. No matter what they say, no matter what they're trying to sell, you're going to win the argument. So that's how scalping works. And we have about a minute to the market open. So what I'm looking for on AMD is I'm looking for this to, if this drops down here, I will take a long. What can I do on AMD? So I'm trading a $43,000 account. Now I'll leave it at 50 shares. That'll be 1/3 of my max position without me having to use margin. And I do that so that I don't, I can hold it into a swing without it having a margin call or just putting me at greater risk. So I always recommend people going like maybe only 25% of their position and just take all your trades without going to your max position. But then you have the opportunity to add to your position if it seems like you have data that says it is going to turn around and you're getting a better price point. It's not the way I recommend trading. Now, remember, I don't recommend trading on this candle at all. Let me get this out quickly. So you do your own due diligence. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of somebody licensed before you try to emulate any of the trading styles here. My results are not typical. And here we go, guys. $199. I'm looking for it to drop, guys. Spread's still pretty big here on the opening candle. Went down to that fib. It blew it. Went down lower than that fib. Buy-sell oscillator's turning it around. I'm going to go ahead and go in. I like the look of that. Yeah, I didn't get it quite in time. There it goes back up. Ah, too bad. It might still ping down and hit me here. Here it comes. It's going to pick me up. Come on. So I am right here. It is not there. It's 72. Here we go. One spring down. Pick me up. There we go. So now I'm in it. And I'm going to hold it for a little bit and see if we can get a movement up today rather than a movement down. Don't freeze, Thinkorswim. Jeez. I'll take that if I can get it. That was close. I had a $30 win, so I went for it. There it is. Come on. There you go. 33 bucks first trade. Not bad. And it was really, I felt really safe with that trade. Now all the people are going like, "Why you could trade 500 shares? What are you doing? Why aren't you holding it?" Whatever, guys. The tortoise wins the race. Get green every day. We're just going for $100 or so. That's all we're doing. So you don't want to get greedy. I will look for another dip down here. I'm going to look for closer to 199 this time, because if it continues to go lower and not break up here, then there's there's a chance it might drop quite a bit further down here, maybe to 197, so down to this next fib. I don't want to go short on this one. I'm long biased. It said, the news said on AMD bullish. So here's the top of the market magnet, and you got a MACD that sent it down here. MACD, this is tweaked for scalping, is sending it up here. And I find that to be, well, but it dropped it. I find that to be more accurate than the RSI buy-sell oscillator, which is where I usually use to get out of the trades, not get in the trades. See how the buyers drop there with volume? So this is the Scalp Pro, very, very helpful. It shows you the sentiment inside the candles. Right now we're 86% up. So this is going so slow that it's not really trading the open anymore now. It's just kind of like we should wait for a consolidation. Let me take a look at the scanners. I'm going to show you the scanners, kind of what I might look at. This is the coded consolidation scanner. So there's the open. So now we're down on NVIDIA, right? Palantir, oh, we just changed the volume's changing the orders of these. So that's interesting. Why is this one so much more volume? Take a look at Intel. Wow, it's just dropping. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That just dropped. What just happened there? That just dropped straight down. I don't like the look of that. We can't really trade that. It's a falling knife. The volume went up on, basically, it must have been news that that's not going to do well. So let's just get away from here. And then the other one that just jumped up in volume was Palantir, which I did not mark out this morning. Those are previous markings. Interesting. This one's from yesterday, so it's really not that far off. What's the high of that candle? 140.96. So I'm resetting the fib on this one, guys, the way for channel trading, not for how you might normally do a fib. So you got to make sure you understand what you're looking at when you're trading with a strategy. So this one was a little higher on the 10-day, but is it? No, it's not. Yeah, it was way up there, higher than that. So this hasn't been adjusted in a while. Let's get this adjusted, 146.21. I don't know if this is going to be the stock, but we'll. I'm just getting it set up to see, because this is a lot of good consolidating action right here that we look for, because we're looking for ceilings and floors, right, to just bounce back off. So we've got to find those. Are those going to be there for us or not? Pretty tight spread on this. What is our bullish on Palantir today? Overall sentiment. So anywhere near this ATR, I will go long. I'm just doing a quick assessment here. It's already pulled down and it's bullish, so it's coming back up. We kind of missed an opportunity there, huh? Early on, but it hasn't consolidated enough here. This is not an official tweezer move, which somebody was telling me how I was calling tweezer moves not tweezer moves because they need to go the length of the previous candle. Like, and that's in the candlestick pattern playbook. Yeah, I'd hesitate to go short on this one. Tesla is down $3 after it said it was going to, well, I guess Tesla they said was bearish. Yeah, bearish. Apple is even money. That might be one to trade for a consolidating one. Again, it's really early. It's only 7 minutes in. We want to dip here, and that's a more assured good trade. The fact that it's starting to consolidate here, we might get some good channels here. So let's see. And then we just trade them for, 2 to 12 minutes until they break out. And then slowly get our money. Like the tortoise. Tortoise traders. Somebody called us that, the tortoise traders. Do you want to be a tortoise? They had the turtle traders, I know. A little bit of a takeoff on that. Call it the tortoise traders. Okay, I can't hear you if you pull it out of the jack. So I am trading in the studio. There are other people around. Typically, I'll trade larger share size sessions. I do have people on Zoom here with me today, as well as a streaming audience too. So that fib sent it down with a buy-sell oscillator, but it is bullish, so it's a little scary to go in there. See what we're dealing with here. Wow, that's not very much. That's like 5 or 6. This is very slow moving. Really grinding right here. Thinking about getting in off that fib level. Going long off the 3250, 132.50 area. I'll try it there. 49. So I'm looking for a recoil up. Not much, just a recoil maybe. It's barely moving here, so I'd like to get a double digit on the recoil, like $10, something like that, but we'll see. Small share size. I can add to it if it drops here. I'm not worried about adding to this small share size here. This is a cheaper stock, so you can get more share size here. So we got $13 there. So now that was a true strike and recoil. So that's how it works. And then you do a whole bunch of those, and you have hundreds of dollars a day in less than a half hour to an hour. It's just that simple. You don't get greedy. You make the move. I got another email that said, why aren't I showing my red days? Guys, I don't want to sound egotistical and say I rarely have a red day. Why? Because I'm wicked conservative about trading scalping. That's why. And if I'm starting to have a red day, if you've been watching my videos, you will see me do whatever I have to do to not make it a red day. That does not mean I've never had them, but it's rare. So that's just the way it is, believe it or not. Try trading like this and see how many red days you have. You're not going to have many. So just keep calm and cool. He's just going to slow cash wins retirement. And of course, it's such an oxymoron, right? Most people would look at this and go, that's not slow. You're trading on a 1 minute chart. You're out of your mind. What are you doing? This guy's crazy. So it's all perspective, right? Okay, so here we go. So that's an interesting place to short, although I am very long biased on this. That's 33 even at that. I'll go ahead. All right, so let's see if it'll recoil back down. I'm just going to take a small amount if it gives it to me. I tried it at the 89 cents, and I'm worried about holding it too long. So that got me $22. So averaging just $11 a trade on that strike and recoil. I'm more worried about going short, so I didn't wait for the double digit. That's a rickshaw man there. I'm liking the price action of this stock, so I'm not even going to look around right now for other stuff. Now we could go higher share size. Let's see. This is yeah, we can go up to 200 with this stock roughly in this account. Wow, so there it goes. It broke it big time now. So 50 cent would be where I would yeah, so the next fib's all the way up to the even dollar. So 50 cent up here. I would think about shorting at a 50 cent here and just get a short recoil. But also I'm looking about going long again if it dips down here. So down near the 33, I'll take it long. at the 33. It's not going to go. There it goes. Got it at 02. Not too bad. Hopefully it won't reject off the fib, but we have a lot of room to play with this. So just keeping the share size low and manageable here so I can add to it. So we're trying to get into the $30 range there. Wow, really, guys? That was terrible fills for Thinkorswim. If you go market, you get filled. I mean, for two, it take 2 to hit 50 shares. Give me a break. Give me a break. That's why sometimes it's annoying to trade this. Free trades, though. Not really free because they're making money off of your position each way. It appears to be free. All right, so we're grinding upward here. Easy to call. Now we're channel hopping, so we have to be careful. This might be where the action is up from this fib to this fib. So I'll look for a dip down in here to go long. Now you can do this with the ladder and wait it out. I just like, which is this right here, and then set your trade. I just like the control of doing it as quickly as I can do it, by watching it myself here. I've seen some people really fast on the ladder, though. Sort of stalling right here. Looks like it's going to break up, though. Go upward, not downward. So I kind of want to get in here, but I need it to dip just a little more. Give me a little more dip here, guys. Come on. 10 cents is the fib, 33.10. I'll try that. That's at 15. It doesn't pick me up soon. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. Okay. It took too long, and then I wish I'd picked it up because I would have got it. I would have got a good trade. So that's the 50-cent mark. Broke it. Let's see if we can bust a little closer to that fib before I try to go short on it and get a recoil. I'm watching the ask very closely right now to see how it's moving. Volume went up as it's going up. Scalp Pro says it's going to continue to go up here. Let's see if we can get the market magnet to push it. Yeah, it's starting to push it. There it is right there. I saw that that was going to happen. So that's like a springboard. It's a great indicator to have. So that's telling you that this upward move is going to continue. So let's see. I'm looking for a real strike, not just a grinding 5-cent up every 15 seconds or something. We're looking for a real strike to get in one way or the other, meaning it jumps 20 cents one way, and then you look for the recoil like that. 13. Okay, so now we want that to go recoil right back up and get a decent trade. I'm holding it a little longer to get nearer to the 50 cent where it was just a minute ago. And it's breaking down, it's dead. So it's a little long for the recoil. So now it's just a scalp. I could have got out at like $8-10 there, but I'm holding it longer. The way this stock's moving is just thinking I'd really love the opportunity to add to the position if it dropped low enough. Come on. Get back up there. You were just there a second ago. There we go. There we go. That was a decent trade. So I did get the recoil. It just took a little longer. What are we at now? Did we break our 100? $92. And we're 16 minutes in. Woo, look at that. Yeah, I'm going to take that. All right. I'm looking for a recoil here. Counterintuitive when it's going up so strong, right? So you don't want to wait a long time for a recoil. If it's not going to give it to me, then I'll take lesser for it. There we go. That was about $10 recoil. So let's look for it to strike low and get long again. I'd rather be going long. You can see the 5 minutes, nothing but net, straight up. 15 minutes, straight up. So every time we take a short, you know you don't want to hold it for very long and just, even if it's a lesser loss, get out, because it could then suddenly, you know, take away 2 of your trades all at once. Now, when I trade like this, I have very, very little fear that I will be green. Very little fear. Even if I get a couple of bad trades, you know, just get out quick. And, you know, I want plus 90% accuracy trading this way. I'm showing you that you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Anybody can do this. You just have the right tools. You know, the market magnet called it. The fib levels being marked out are helping me. The whole and half dollar helped me more than anything, I think, along with the Scalp Pro meter. I'm looking at the overall, you can see the stock is nothing but up here. So all these little things help in the overall market's going down. See, everything's, in fact, if I look at the scanners, it's like stuff's pretty red, except for Palantir isn't, but Tesla's coming back. They're only $1 off their position now. They were way down a minute ago. How's AMD doing since I have yeah, it's still 199. I think my position's 207 on my other account. So, but again, I'm looking for that to go way higher before I get out. So here we go. So the new low is not all the way down. It's stopping here at the 3350 mark now. Trying to break out on this fib. Look at that flat top it's making right on that fib. You think the fibs don't matter? Look at how accurate that is. That's based on a 5-minute, 2-day chart, guys. That's what that fib is. It's just like boom. And the reason why it works is because so many thousands upon thousands of people mark it, and then it's right there for everybody to see, and then they all react to it. So it's just a self-fulfilling thing. You're always looking for strategies that or tools that other people use. That's trading with the crowd. And then it's just relying on it for short term. Like, look, it's going to break out. You can see it wants to break out here. I'd like to get a dip here and then play the breakout here. So there's 34 even. I'd like to get it down into the 30, you know, down in here again. There's the rickshaw man. That might turn it around. Nope. Definitely want to take the short up here at the 50 cent. Is it going to give me an opportunity to go short up there? There's 39. $40, $43. I'll take that. Can I get it? Okay, so I got it at 44. Looking for a recoil off the 50 cents. See if it fades. Unfortunately, its volume went up as it's going up, so there's a little bit of risk here. It's not giving me the recoil right away. The longer it takes, the scarier it is that it will not go back down. I'm going to take a smaller amount if I can get it. Yeah, I just took $6. It's making a tombstone here. So far, that was my only opportunity to get out. But if this falls down, then I could have made more money. But it's using the fib as support now. So it was a smaller trade, but it was still a green trade. I lost faith in it for good reason. As you can see, it's still just going up. I'm hesitant to take another short, frankly. Yeah, I'd rather get. We need a good red candle. Let's get a nice good red candle here. Below 34. Come on. Pop down there below 34. It's not going to do it. There we go. It was 96 cents, 33.96 for a second. Wow, it's just going to go right back up. You can see it. There it goes. It's just this, the sellers. Although the sellers went up in volume, but it didn't make it to the top, which always scares me, the commitment. There's a lot of buyers in there. Yeah, that was already a great trade if I had grabbed it down there. 50-cent trade, so oops. So this fib is now giving it its nice floor, and it's breaking through the 50 cent now. Yeah, I almost got burned on that $6 trade, so I'm kind of hesitant here. I'm going to go for it. 63, you got to pick me up now. No, too long. Okay. I look at the level 2 to determine, the way it's swailing. It's just less chance for the recoil to work if it doesn't pick me up where I figured the data, made the trade, didn't pick me up, so I got out because now the data changes. So looking to buy again down there. I'm just looking for as low as I think it will go. Maybe in the 20-cent range. It's not... I'd love to wait for the perfect trade, but I'm missing lots of opportunities. Depends on how you want to trade. So I keep adjusting where I'll go in on a long. Nvidia's even money again. That could be a fun grinding one to do. Apple is up $2. That could also be a good one. And Tesla is now up. So, come on, guys. You're just grinding around 15 cents. So we got a little bit bigger move on this candle. Let's go down. It's holding that level, and there's just no trade here that's worthy. So I'm getting ready to get out of here because it's barely moving 5 to 10 cents now in 15 seconds. So, which is one of the things I look for. I mean, you can make money here, but it's just so slow. I'm going to give it like another couple beats here to see if it can make a move. Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead. Let's take a look at, first we'll look at Nvidia to see if there's opportunities here. Although lately I haven't been liking scalping this. I like swinging it, not scalping it. So I have a swing on this that's making money now. Okay, so let's see what these levels are doing here. All right, so that's based on just the other day. We're right there. Hit it again here. So this is a pretty well-respected level over the last 2 days. And then the fibs were pretty respected here. So I would say short up here, which is 187.73. Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I'd go short off of that. It kind of did. We missed some great consolidation right here. This is a 100 moving average right there. And that was day moving average, which is very well respected. We're right in the middle of the magnet. We just broke out of the magnet here. How is this moving? This looks so slow. 6 cents. Yeah, okay, I don't think so. Too slow. All right, let's try Tesla. It's often my go-to. Wow. Well, that's not a consolidating pattern. It's a straight up pattern. We might be able to trade it as a biased. The 1 minute tells you more about the consolidation levels. We've got a fib right there. How are we moving? Okay, well, we're moving more than 20 cents. Wow, okay. So I hate to go short on this. I'd rather look for a dip. But I would normally take it off that 50-cent level, but Tesla's going straight up here. So I think I'd rather look for the even dollar down here and buy the bid off the 409. There it is. So I got it exactly at 409. Let's see. It's 50 shares on Tesla can be painful very quickly. And it is due for a little bit of a retracement, so. Looking for a little bit bigger numbers on this one to get out. Could have been green a couple of times. Now remember, if you've made your money, if you've made your 100, get out. Stop for the day. I got to a riskier stock here, so be careful here. Yeah, that's the second red 1 minute. That's not a good sign. So right when I get in, it might decide that it's time to turn around. So I have to make a choice whether to play it to average in. Here's the 9 moving average. Just get out for a loss and take a hit. I'm thinking about my maximum loss on this trade right now. 4,850. Don't want to see it break the 50 cent. Ah, I did it in a big way. So now that is, I have to call this here. Is it done? It's too early to call it. It keeps showing signs of a good recovery here. Not adding to it. I might add to it way down here at the fib. And I might even swing it. So it's a bigger trade. You got to be careful if you're trying to stay up with me, which I don't recommend. Yes, I know, Charlie. I'm fidgeting again with the chart. I'm a fidgeter. So the buyers took over there. Volume went up on a split. It's just it's not a there's not a really definitive that this move is over going up, so I'm hanging to it. It hit the 9 and turned around, staying above the 50 cent. It's not enough off of the position to add to it. It's just I'm kind of in a doldrum area here with waiting it out. Just rejected off that fib. Well, this is now, it just broke that, unfortunately, it broke that 1 hour going down and hit the MACD, so it really, I didn't actually see that 1 hour. Here's the tool telling me that be careful right there, and I didn't see it. MACD is based on EMA crossover. Yeah, I don't like the look of this. I'd rather take the hit and come back. Try to come back than to add to this. So if the 408 is broken, I am out, which would be $50. Let's see if it can recover. Yeah, it just keeps fading. I might even take a lesser loss on an upswing here. MACD is still sending it down. There we go. That's actually a good sign on the buy sell on the meter here. So if the MACD would stop doing that, please. Here we go. We got a recovery happening, so we waited it out. A couple of other tools are telling to say hang on, so that's what I'm going to do. And we look like we're going to get a good trade. Let's break that 409, which is my position. There you go. I'm going to hold it into a little bit bigger move here. Try to get up to that 50 cent. And there it is. Can I get it? Oh, I'm right there at the 50 cent trying to get it. Let's see my position here. Oh, come on. It tapped it and turned around. Oh, wow. We rejected off that level, which is not good. I'm going to cancel that. You know, if I just sell it, it's going to slip right a lot, but I think I might have to on this one. So I had a good trade there, and it didn't pick me up, and now it could fade. So I'm looking for something decent here to get out on it. Oh, I still have this on the extended market. I was doing a bid and ask, that's why I didn't pick up on it. Wow, rookie mistake. So that was a green trade that I rookie mistaked my way right out of that. Let's hope I get another opportunity. Annoying. I'm not really too worried, guys, but I want everything to be like clockwork, right? So, all right, so $17. And I didn't go out on the ass because it already showed me that it was going to play reindeer games with me. So we did make our money, our goal. So if you've made your goal, you should stop. And that trade took us for a little bit of a risky ride, but I needed a little bit of exhilaration feeling on these low share sizes. So we've got another winning day. Ouch, that's too loud. Yeah, there's people waiting to do this. It's only 10:03, guys. You can wait. As soon as I make the goal, everybody wants to go to large share size. What are we looking at for the RV? Apple? Really? All right, let's take a look at Apple. Everybody's looking at Apple. People ask sometimes, what's the RV stock of the day? And apparently Apple has been called it. It rated higher on the criteria. Yeah, the World Championship Tradings I got another invitation for that. I don't like doing that much. Like it's for status more than anything, and I'm not really into that. But let's see, got this. But I can trade with the best of them. You know, as you know, if you've been around, it's about controlling yourself. All right, what did you guys identify over here? So we've got one fib at 263.32. There's our VWAP, and then we're in the middle, right in the middle of it. So you definitely called the consolidation right. Let me see if we got there. Yeah, okay, so we got enough movement here. Is that a shadow wick? Did that really happen? This is a very sensitive layout. Looking at the bigger picture here. So that's why, because it's so consolidating. That's why people want to trade it for the RV strategy. We'll go up to 100 shares here. Now remember, if you've made your money, get out. If I was trading this with large share size, I'd probably do 1,000 shares, and I'd have a deal to make sure we're going through their exchange. I do market only and their own little dark pools. So yeah, so I'll look to go long off this fib. What's the spread? 5 cents? I should probably just get in on market, huh? All right, now I'm just focusing on level 2 for a minute just to make sure we got the right swaling. Boy, this is very slow. There's the move. There's the fib. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm looking for a recoil off of this. We'll just take the 850. It looks like it's going to break the fib to me, so I got out. Broke. There's the VWAP right there. So far, I got the most money I could have out of this trade. See if I called it right. I would have made more money. If I got that 42 cents, I would have made more money. But yeah, it's breaking down, which is what scared me. So this is hard to call for a minute. What can we do on Apple on this account without 150 is the most amount of shares without margining. Okay. No, I'm looking. So they're off of the stock now. Yeah, I see it. All right, guys, let's go back to Palantir. So just because we made money here doesn't mean we can't go back to it. This is continuing to go up. Let me see what the consolidation looks like on it. So it was a double fib line is what got called out to me for a rejection here. It helps to have other people in the studio, obviously, that are looking. They're all looking to call the right RV stock to trade high share size with, just based on day trading volume 1, if you don't know that. Yeah, that is a real flat top off the double fibs, huh? So you've got one and you've got a fail safe. If it breaks the second one, then, you know, you think about. Now remember, if you've made it, get out, because now I'm just risking more, right? You've made the money, get out. What do we, I mean, you should be somewhere near $130 or something if you were doing similar types of trades. Breaking the 9, so 135 even could be the spot to get into this, guys. Yes, I see. I'm at 100 shares. I'm okay with that. We can go up to 200 shares. This would be half of my position. If it hit this 135, I would try to get in at that. Our spread is 4 cents, so I could just do market. See, see all this coming on the market magnet. That means it's going to go up. Now it might take a beat, but that's all those trades just happened at that price range. So look out. Coming in, more's coming in. I actually don't think I'm going to get a better position than that, so I'm going to go ahead and go for that position. So I'm at 13 because I think it's about to pop. So let's see, 13 cents above the 135. There it goes. We'll go all the way back up. Slowing down. I'm just going to take that because it's slowing down. So that wasn't much, but see, yeah, it's falling. So you gotta watch it tight for scalping. All that's going to do is give me another opportunity down here. Is the way I see it, closer to the 35. I was at 13 cents before. Oh, don't blow out now. Oh, come on. Yeah, I should have just hung on to it. Oh well. Didn't really make a bull flag here. It would be nice if this was red and it made a bull flag. Then we'd have an 82% probability that it's going to continue to go up. But the market magnet just did call this. It's right at the where this purple chartreuse line, whatever you want to call it, is where all the price action, the most of the price action is. So I will go short off this level if it flies up here again. 135.50 popped up there a couple times past that. I just got to be careful. It could be a real breakout here. See, the magnet just pulled up. It's like a springboard when that happens. You need this to recede. See, it's receding. So now more of your price. See, it just pulled it right back down. We've got to be careful. I mean, this is really in the moment. You got to make sure your chart's set for today when you're using the market magnet. Not one day, but for today. Yeah, I can see this, guys. This is doable. I think that we want bigger moves here, but the consolidation is doable even for 500 shares, I think. You can see that, that's what people are doing here. They're doing larger amounts. So this is a good RV stock for today so far. What did MU end up doing? MU's only up $1. Yeah, I think MU's going to fade because it's way high. It's up $1 now. Ooh, look at this. It's giving us another opportunity down here. Nope. Needed it to go a little bit lower before I tried that shenanigans. Let me lower to 50 shares, guys, since we're with this group still. And see, the sellers are really at the top, but see, volume's very steady. I call it a good RV stock, but it has to. So right now, 10 o'clock is typically a half hour after market opens on the East Coast of the United States. New York Stock Exchange is typically when the RV strategy starts. However, we've been trading it even at 11:30 starting it, as you guys know. Wow, I missed that lower dip. I'm going to take that. 98. So we're looking for a big recoil. Give us a recoil. Make $100 just on this one stock. How about that? Don't count my chickens. What do they say? Here we go. Big pop. Let's get a pop. Man, it's really going slow suddenly, huh? There it goes. Come on. You can do better than that. Come on. Show them what you got. Get the prayer indicator out. Next candle's going to be the pop. Here we go. Getting ready to take this because it's taken so long. I'm just going to take it. So 98. It popped right as I took it, which is good because, you know, it hit me on the, it charged me. But had that been 100 shares, we would have been over $100, obviously. So what do we got? Now we broke 150, guys. If you're doing anything like what I'm, look at that. I got out just in time, huh? Woo. I didn't like the look of it. It was taking too long on the recoil, so I just played it safe, and I'm glad I did. Now, you could just say, oh, you could hold that through this whole thing, and it'll be back up here. And it might. But right now, it's making a wonderful-looking bull flag. We are, the makings of the flag. Now, will it be bull when it turns the corner? So I'll wait a minute longer to see if it's going to make the traditional bull flag. No, it's not, because it's only got 3 seconds. This is going to close green, so it's not an official bull flag. But it still did go up, huh? Look at that. Well, anyway, so it was pretty good for today. I stopped the regular recording, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Shoot me anything in the chat if you've got questions. And I'll be back. What is today? Thursday, right? Yeah, so I'll be back in the morning, guys. All right? I hope you're doing well out there. Keep me posted on what you're doing. Okay, we'll talk soon.